Yo, blessed day, grateful Gab family. Welcome back to the Sports Huddle. You here along with myself, my cousin Matt, host of Just Unconventional Podcast. Y'all make sure y'all go tune in, check them out for great
I got
sports
something coming
content.
this week.
Yeah, see, he already told you he got some information, some great content dropping this week, so be on the lookout for that. We about to get directly to the daily verse and then get into the sports rundown. Daily verse for the day of October 10th. I'm about to say October 10th, 2024. The rise from the book of Psalm, chapter 37, verses 10 and 11. And it states as follows: Just a little while longer, and the wicked will be no more. You will look at where they were, and they will not be there. But the meek will possess the earth, and they will find exquisite delight in the abundance of peace. Amen. And again, it's from the book of Psalms, chapter 37, verses 10 and 11. And this morning, ladies and gentlemen, for the Sports Huddle Rundown, we got the WNBA Finals kicking off today. That's set. We got NBA history. We'll be going over some NFL news that happened earlier this week. NFL 5 recap, Thursday night football preview. We got NCAA Week 6 recap. We got NCAA Week 7 preview. We got a Friday night game tomorrow in the top 25. We got October in Major League Baseball. It's heating up. We got a team that's already solidified itself in the National League Championship Series. We got the National Hockey League. We got the WWE Bad Blood Recap from this weekend. And we got some Monday Night Raw information that Matt will give us going towards the end of the show. So kicking it off, like I said, man, the WNBA Finals is here. It's going to be a good one. This is going to be one of the biggest matchups, probably a long time. Two powerhouses in the WNBA matching up. We got the Minnesota Lynx from the Western Conference, and we got the New York Liberty from the Eastern Conference. I don't think they really do that, actually, East and West, but they don't have enough teams for that. But they still respectfully own, they on the western side of the state, Minnesota, and New York is on the East Coast. But it's gonna be a great matchup, man. The Minnesota Lynx actually won more games in the series, in the regular season series. They won 3 games, and New York Liberty won 1 game. So I know the New York Liberty is definitely going to be coming in with the mindset that they have to win games early in this series to have an opportunity to beat the Lynx. But I mean, I'm just so excited for this matchup. You got Breonna Stewart going up against Naphesia Collier. You got Sabrina Ionescu going up against the point guard from the Lynx. I believe her last name is Collins. I'm about to find out right now. Give me a second. But I mean, it's just gonna be fun. I'm just so excited. I'm super, super excited for this matchup.
Oh, they do got Eastern and Western conferences.
Okay. Yeah. But let me see. Is it? That's not her. The guard. Hey, Kayla McBride though. Y'all better be on the lookout for Kayla McBride. Kayla McBride from the Lynx. The Lynx have a lot of size and they have shooters. This is gonna be a good matchup. This is gonna be a good matchup. Games kick off tonight at 8:30 p.m. At 8 p.m. tonight on ESPN. Games kick off tonight at 8 p.m. on ESPN. Again, the New York Liberty are the number 1 seed. They will be hosting the Minnesota Lynx. And, I spoke about this early in the year when I seen the Lynx having a good year. I said they would probably be a team that can make the finals. You know what I mean? So now they're here. They're having a matchup against another great team that, was trending to make the finals also in New York Liberty. So, again, Sabrina Ionescu, all those ladies over there for the New York camp, they have a lot to deal with. Defensively wise, from the Minnesota Lynx, they definitely coached well, both teams. So hopefully this series goes to 5 games. I would love to see the WNBA Finals go to 5 games, and I could just only imagine the ratings from this game tonight all the way through whenever the series closes. I'm definitely gonna be tuned in, locked in, checking them out. I probably won't be too locked in today because we got a JV game later on tonight. But
Okay.
I'm definitely gonna be locked in these next Wednesday and Friday games coming up, and I'm excited to watch. But I think if I was to pick anybody right now to win the WNBA championship, I'm going to say the New York Liberty. If Sabrina Ionescu, I'm going to continue to point her out for the New York Liberty because she's the X factor. If she continues to score early and make her presence known on the offensive side of the ball, New York has a chance to win this series for sure. And I have to go back later on and see how was her scoring when they matched up in the regular season. Because again, the Lynx won 3 of the 4 games and New York only won 1. So I have to go back and look and see at the stats and see, what did Sabrina do in those games? But again, she's an X factor in this game, And me and you spoke about this offline. You know, the game, this last series when the Aces defeated the Liberty, one game they defeated the Liberty. Um, Sabrina scored less than 20, but every game she scored 20 or more points. They won those games. So I think she had to have the same impact going into the WNBA Finals, and I think it's going to be an exciting matchup and just exciting moment for women's sports. So truly excited about that. So like I
Hey
said,
yo, my bad, cause
you get it?
I'm gonna keep saying this because I just keep looking at your enthusiasm for the game. And I come on here and I hear just great information about the WNBA, but when I listen to the outside world, I just don't agree with what they're saying here. Like, I really feel like people need to just generate over to this Grateful Gal podcast. Listen to somebody who's actually excited about the WNBA.
It's gonna be
Because to listen to people sit here and basically just write all this off because Caitlin Clark not in the playoffs no more, it's just asinine to me. I'm like, you can't, like, I get it. She's exciting, but to sit here and downplay everything else that's going on, you basically just saying, you remember I talked about this back when she got eliminated. I said, here's the test. Do you guys really care about this evolution of the WNBA that everybody's been bragging about online, or do we only care about Caitlin Clark? And to hear somebody literally say, yeah, I'm not interested in the WNBA playoffs because she's not in it. I don't care what's happening. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. To hear this and then turn around and be like, well, haters got to realize she bring numbers. I'm like, this ain't about her right now.
facts.
That's it. She's not in here. She's not in the playoffs. It's not about her right now. This is just another one of those opportunities to where if everybody really wanted to just like shed more light on the WNBA and praise everything that they've been working on for all these years, these 5 years that they have been steadily growing, and now they have a boom because Caitlin Clark. And guess what, people? More is coming.
Oh my
There's
goodness.
more women coming. There's one I can't even remember her name right now. She said she wants to play in the I believe she's going to play in college and in that 3-on-3 league. Like
Who you talking about? Who? Not
I
Paige.
think she,
So I know some
nah, I think she played like for UConn or something. But like she
Paige.
wants
Well,
to play.
Paige Buckner is
That's the name.
okay. Yeah, Paige. She played for UConn. She's
Yeah,
a
she
bunch
said
of
she
getter.
wanted to do. She said she wanted to do like the 3-on-3 league in college, I believe, or she said she'll do the 3-on-3 league and the WNBA when she get there. But
Yeah,
all I'm saying is there's more coming. There's a girl down at USC. I'm bad with names. I just know faces. I
Juju
know her.
Watkins.
Yeah,
Juju
there
Watkins.
we go.
Hey, don't.
See,
Hey,
you got me right here,
future Atlanta dream, man. Future Atlanta dream. I'm
bro.
claiming it.
Let's get it.
I'm claiming it. Claiming it. Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
I just say all this to say it's like, yo, y'all got you guys need a breath of fresh air. It's really just not. I don't think it's haterism. I think it's toxicity. You see all these great things going on. Go listen to people that's actually excited about the WNBA, not just one entity. Because the one entity thing is like talking about the Dallas Cowboys. Me and you can talk about the Dallas Cowboys for 5 minutes. That's going to generate a ton of views just because it's the Dallas Cowboys. So like I get it, but I just keep saying the enthusiasm and your excitement for these games. You the reason I be sitting here like checking my phone like dang ain't nothing on like oh snap let me go check out this game.
I mean, it's gonna be lit. Nah, but so the point guard I was mentioning for the Lynx, her name is Courtney Williams. Very great defensive presence, but also very speedy, downhill type of point guard. So I mean, like I said, this matchup is gonna be crazy. Best two teams, best records of all year in the WNBA. Minnesota was 30-8. New York Liberty was 32. I mean, I'm sorry, Minnesota was the Lynx were 30-10 and the New York Liberty with 32-8. So like again, the best two records in the league, and it's just gonna be dope. So again, games kick off tonight, 8 p.m. on ESPN. Make sure y'all lock in. Make sure y'all check them. And again, if Sabrina, does what she does, and she finds a way to score 20 or more in each of these games, I think the Liberty win. If the Minnesota Lynx find a way to shut her down, because they have a great defense, I'm telling you, this is going to be a great matchup. This is going to be a big test for Sabrina, Breanna Stewart, all those ladies on the New York camp, and for the Minnesota Lynx camp. So it's going this series is going to go. It's going to show heart. It's going to show who wants it more, and it's going to show who's able to take the coaching and apply it and make adjustments on the go. Because it's going to be a back and forth game each series. So I'm excited for it, man. But again, tonight 8 p.m. on ESPN, the WNBA Finals kicks off. So make sure y'all tune in. And good luck to all the ladies out there, and congratulations for making the NBA Finals, the WNBA Finals. Excuse me. So moving on to NBA history. So if you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, LeBron James and LeBron James Jr. are the first ever father-son duo to take the court on this in the NBA together. So it just speaks, volume to the career of LeBron James. Again, to be able to have his son when he was in his second year of his career, he was year two
Mm-hmm.
of the NBA. He had his son to be dominant from that point on to the time right now. He still could be he's still to me top five player in the NBA easily.
No, it's not.
He
No, he can be. He still is.
No, I'm saying, no, I'm saying that's why I said
Yeah.
he still is top five in the NBA in years, what, 22, 21? What is this year? It's a
I
lot of
think it's like
years.
22.
Yeah, it's up there. You know what I mean? Like, the guy's just dominating the game of basketball still. And, I love the fact that he said the other day, how critics and people were trying to come at his son and these type of things. And he's defending his son. Like, I respect it and love that so much, because I know he does that. Obviously, he raised his son. He's going to be there for him. But to be able to show his son and show the world that, man, I'm LeBron James, yes, but I'm still a father. And y'all not just going to walk over my son and you think I'm not going to say anything about it. I love the
Mm-hmm.
fact that he said that. Yeah, he said Giannis has the Nassus. He said Bronny got me. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I love that. I love the drive that he's going to push his son to, and I think Bronny's going to have a great career. I think Bronny's going to, you know, look at the path set before him by his father. He's going to make his own name for himself, but he's going to take a lot of those tools and a lot of those things that his father applied to his life, and he's going to add it to his own game. You see,
Mm-hmm.
LeBron, like LeBron said, it was. I seen a video the other day talking about how LeBron James and Light having to play in preseason games because they try to see if they're in shape, and LeBron was like, "I'm in the best shape of all y'all," and I believe that wholeheartedly. Man,
Yep.
pour millions and millions of dollars into his diet, his workout, his recovery, everything he does, and I think Bronny is going to definitely, he got to see that firsthand since he was a little kid to where he is now as a professional athlete. So, I'm excited for them, but I wanted to be able to put that on the podcast that those two guys made history, and I'm excited to see the next generation of father-son duos in the league. You know what I mean? Because I know LeBron is motivating a lot of other a lot of other men who have sons who have ambitions to be players, and that motivates them to be able to be available for their son. Hopefully they can be at the caliber of the level LeBron is. I mean, again, if he wanted to lead the NBA, he could have been left the NBA. But if he still has, he has a lot left in the tank to give to the game of
Calm down,
basketball,
man.
he's going to do that. So I'm excited for it, man. I'm excited for it. And yeah, man, again, what a historic feat. What just something to even be a part of, even from last year when Bronny went through his thing at USC. You know what I mean? For God to bring him out of that, and God to be able to put individuals around him to have the capacity of intelligence to do what they need to do in those type of situations. You know what I mean? Everybody played a part in that to be able to help him out to get from God saving his life to God put people in place to help him be better and recover and get to where he needed to have and the medical treatment he needed to be able to survive and get to this point now where he can be an NBA player. So I'm just excited to see his growth, and only time will tell to see how good he'll be. You know what I mean? So we shall see.
I'm still sticking with what I said a couple months ago on my podcast. I felt like his ceiling was Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler started off kind of like, great defensive player. He was only dropping like 5 to 7 points a game, and then all of a sudden he just kept working on his game. And look at us now. Jimmy Butler's one of the top players in the league.
For sure.
I feel like,
Jimmy
Bronny's going to
buckets.
have that type of growth because I don't think that the pressure is really on. He said he wants to forge his own destiny, so he made it clear. I'm not trying to repeat what my father done. I'm trying to have my own legacy. And he's a hard worker. He's already getting praise from players in the Lakers locker room. He's getting praise from GMs for like his work in practice and stuff. So yeah, I'm sticking with what I'm saying. He's gonna be like a Jimmy Butler style. He's gonna pop up, good two-way player.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, nah, that's going. He's definitely going to have a good game because I know his IQ is there. He's learning from the smartest basketball player that I ever seen. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, LeBron James,
Wait, you got Kobe?
like I said, one of the smartest basketball. I'm not saying Kobe's not smart.
I know,
I'm
I
not
know,
saying he
I
wasn't
know.
a smart basketball player, but I think LeBron James basketball IQ is just on another level. You know what I mean? Like how he see the game, how he's played it, how he defenses, how he manipulate people. Like his basketball IQ is just higher than a lot of other players I've seen for a long time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the players that I could say in the league that kind of has a similar IQ of LeBron James is the Joker. Out of Jokic. I think he has a similar type of IQ style of the game. How he plays inside out, how he picks his shot. He gets to where he knows how to get to his spot to make plays, to put himself in position to make plays, to put himself in position to help other people make plays. Like that's a part of the game, and LeBron James been doing that for a long time. So I'm excited, again for both of their growth, and I'm excited to see what the Lakers do this year under JJ Redick. And it's gonna be a good. I think it's gonna be a great season. A lot of good teams, East and Western Conference, and hopefully the competition ramps up, and those guys look to play their best basketball all year round. So.
Did you get a chance to? Did you see any of Zachary Ricochet?
I didn't see him. I saw the highlights, but I saw I saw him moving around. He looked more comfortable on the court. Hopefully he can continue to translate that game. It's looking like he's going to be coming off the bench, which is not a bad thing for him. I think especially if he can be a good production, a good productive guy off the bench. That's going to help his game transition to when he's a starter. But because now he'll be with a group where you'll be the more focused guy on the offense. You should be. He should be the sixth man, probably coming off that bench, and having a lot of flow with the offense. So he should have looked with the first team and second team, but he should be that leader for that second team. Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, but I did see him. Like I said, he was moving around good. His vision looked much better than what I seen in the preseason. He looks more comfortable being in this league. Being in the States. I guess at time he's kind of transitioned himself to the style of the NBA. So I'm excited for him. Like I said, my expectations are still greatness out of him, and I expect him to show up for that. And if not, I'm gonna give him some leeway. His rookie year, but as he progresses and becomes more and more comfortable in this league, I need to see more and more, productivity and more contribution to the team to be able to win games. So breaking NFL news, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't heard, the New York Jets camp are searching for a new head coach. They fired Robert Saleh early this week. It was kind of needed. He's had a losing record overall since he's been there. I believe 7 games was the most games he's won out of any season he's been there. I think he had 2 7-10 seasons.
Yeah.
But a direction need to be made for the Jets. I don't know if they'll call Bill Belichick. I saw a video the other day. Bill Belichick, I don't think he want to be the Jets coach. He despised the Jets. He was a Patriot coach for a long time, so he's seen them guys for a long time. But it's a lot of good coaches in this world, so I'm excited to see who the Jets, select to be able to kind of steer their organization in the direction they want to go. I definitely think you need a tough presence. You need somebody who has structural discipline. Guys who are going to come demand things from the owner of the organization. He's going to come in demand greatness and much change from their the current staff they have. Like it's a lot of different things that the Jets are good at, but it's a lot of different things they are bad at also. And those bad things have to be taken care of before they can really push themselves in a different direction. I don't know what's going on with Aaron Rodgers and those guys, but I know all those guys are professional and grown men in there, and they understand it's a business, but they have to still prepare like they want to go win games and win championships. So still a long season left, so I'm excited to see who the Jets pick up, and we'll go from there.
I ain't got much to say on that right there, dog. We knew this was coming, and all of this stuff with Aaron Rodgers in the back. You right about one thing. I don't see Bill going there. I see Bill eyeing your team. I see Bill eyeing Dallas. I don't see the Jets. I'll see him go back to the Giants before you do that.
I'm trying to see who some coaches that left the last couple of years that they might pick up.
I can't think of any, if I'm being honest, because I know they probably gonna wait till the offseason and swing for the fences for Detroit's offensive coordinator again, or they're gonna grab somebody's coordinator.
Yeah,
that's what I think of.
You know who I think would be a good fit for them right now? Is it Bill? Is it not Bill Bellamy? What's his name? Eric. Is it Eric Bellamy? What's
Eric Bieniemy?
Eric Bieniemy. He was the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs for a long time.
Yeah, that man somewhere coaching college actually.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's somewhere coaching college. I feel like that's one coach that did get snubbed from a head coaching job. I think it was ludicrous. He never got one.
Yeah, I think he'd be a good fit for the Jets. When I just thought about it, because I was like, who's a coach that was a real good coach, come from a good coaching tree that don't got a head coaching job right now? So he was the first person to come to my mind. But like I said, be on the lookout. As information comes down from the Jets organization, we will have it, advertised here, and we will talk about it. But I haven't even heard any interim head coach. I don't know who they promoted from inside the organization. Anything
he was
like that.
Like the defensive coordinator for inside. They got an interim, but they was laughing at that man press conference on the radio. I'm like, the man was just sitting here talking about some. He was basically saying we need to take accountability. He was like everybody was really upset about the situation, and Aaron Rodgers probably had a hold on it as well. So he was just at the press conference talking about some. We need to take some effing accountability. So that's really what we got right now. I expect them to win their game though, because normally when you fire your head coach, that I guess there's tension. It's a breath of fresh air in the locker room, and then they go out and they play the next game and they play insane in the membrane. So I expect the Jets to kind of win their next. Oh, no, never mind. They playing the Bills. The Bills always seem to find a way. Close game though. Close game.
But I think the coach, the interim head coach, is correct. We have to be accountable.
Yeah.
We all have to look in the mirror and say, what was our part and having our head coach fired? You know what I mean? Because, like I said again, even if you are a head coach on any level, on high school, college, NFL, we don't go play on the field. We don't play on the field. You know what I'm saying? It's not us. If we feel like we're coaching you to do what you have to do, you have to go out there and do it. You have to go out there and do it. And if the things we're coaching you and you're doing it and it's not working, now we have to go reevaluate ourselves. Now we have to go back to the drawing board. But if we're coaching you if we're coaching you to put your position to make plays and do the things that we know will work if you execute them, you have to do it. That's on y'all. That falls on y'all now. So the coach was speaking right. We have to be accountable. We have to be accountable. We have to be accountable in the weight room, in the field room, on the field, as coaches. Anything we do, we have to be accountable. We have to do it ourselves. It's like I tell my guys, we're not the Spartans, the coaches. You all are the Spartans. You all go out there and you go out there and play on the field. You play next to your brothers. All right. You all should take that in consideration, that when you come out here, you're getting yourself better. You're not making us better coaches. You're making yourself a better player. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, everything we do, we have to be accountable. Am I giving everything I can as a coach? All right. Am I trying to teach them the best things to be able to put them in position to make plays? Am I trying to tell them it's not just about being a football player, it's about becoming a great young man? So when you transition to become a man, you have morals and guidelines, you have things, a principle that you live your life on. You know what I'm saying? So, like, accountability is a big thing, and everybody has to be accountable for their own actions, your own choices, and what you're going to do. You're either going to look yourself in the mirror, be better, or you're going to continue to do the same thing and have the same results. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, accountability is a big thing. So whoever is interim head coach, he's definitely going in the right direction of the mindset, and then everything else, work yourself out. So, so getting into the NFL Week 5 recap, we had Sunday games. We had a game early in the morning in London, and that's crazy work. You just travel with your team all the way to London. You come back, man. We about to get to work. You got fired. That's crazy work. But he's still getting a check. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Give me a contract. Give me a contract and fire me. Shoot, I go sit at home too. You know what I mean? Go give me a contract. Shoot, bro,
He's gonna be a defensive coordinator somewhere next year.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. But the Vikings defeated the Jets on Sunday morning, 23-17. The Ravens and the Bengals game, that game was, it was so many good games this weekend. I literally told my wife, I was like, yeah, I think we got to get the little NFL package thing, because I was flipping through so many channels. I was going to so many locations to watch these games, but I had to see them. I was in my team that played this weekend, so I really don't even care about, not really watching teams, but it was some good matchups. The Bengals-Ravens matchup was good. Yeah. Jaguar-Colts matchup was good. Mm-hmm. Every game this weekend was good. Some of them were closer than others. Some of them were getting blown out, but a lot of these games were good games. So we had the Ravens defeat the Bengals in overtime, 41-38. Lamar Jackson was just going crazy in that game. The game was going back and forth. The Bengals were up by 10 at one point. Then the Ravens came back storming, and the Bengals would score again. And it was just back and forth all game. Then we had the Jaguars pull out a close one against the Colts. They needed that one. I know you didn't want your coach to lose, but
oh boy, I was paying attention this week. I came with some numbers for you. I know some problems with my boys. Okay. They are terrible on defense. Absolutely atrocious on defense. 25th in the league in points per game, 29th in passing yards, 31st in rushing yards.
Oh my goodness.
24th in pressures. Bro, their tackle rate, they're bottom of the league.
Oh my goodness.
Missed tackles. They're sitting in the top 3 in missed tackles.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Do you saw what the offense did with Joe Flacco? We got weapons.
Wow. Y'all did put up 34 points. If y'all defense get even a little better, y'all have a better opportunity to win games. But goodness gracious.
They only got one good takeaway, and that is that they're top 10 in takeaways. That's it. Yeah.
is a good category. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean,
Anytime turnovers. But guess what? When I did my reading, a lot of the games this year has actually come down to, hey, defense is on y'all. Nah, bro,
mm,
not at all.
mm.
Yeah, so they booty right now.
Yeah,
The
but
defense is.
the Jaguars needed to win that game because I think for sure, like I said, Doug Peterson started 0-5. That was going to be super bad sight. And I remember last year, I remember talking about how they end up losing that comeback playoff game. It was reversed. I meant to say that they came back in that Chargers win, but they haven't done anything after that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I meant to say. I was saying they had that big playoff loss, but it was a win. But after that, they haven't really done anything. You know what I mean? The Dolphins found a way to win this weekend. The Dolphins found a way to win. The Patriots not looking too good. They're looking to go in a different direction. They're looking to start Drake May. Is that bro name? Yeah.
Yep.
So they're looking to start him, the quarterback out of UNC or Duke. It was UNC if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah. So the Dolphins defeated the Patriots 15-10. The Commanders they rolled over the Browns 34-13. Jaden Daniels is continue to come into form, just continue to play high level football. So I'm excited to see him match up against the Eagles later on this year. They play the Ravens this weekend. That'll be a pretty good game. Then the Texans found a way to beat the Bills 23-20. That was a good game. Also, the Bears defeated the Panthers 36-10. Y'all got a pretty good opportunity this weekend to go up 3-0 in the division. Y'all play the Panthers this weekend. Should spank on them.
Wow.
Then the Broncos they defeated the Raiders 34-18. Gardner Minshew he has been benched, and the new quarterback for the Raiders is taking a starting role. The Cardinals defeated the 49ers 24-23. The Packers over the Rams 24-19. The Giants pulled one out over the Seahawks 29-20. And the Cowboys defeated the Steelers Sunday Night Football 20-17. And the Chiefs continue to find a way to win. They won Monday Night Football 26-13. Only thing I can say to the Eagles, man, for this week coming up, we might want to win, buddy. The Cowboys, the Giants, and the Commanders won, and we didn't even play a game this weekend. So we might want to.
AJ Brown back too.
Yeah, AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and Lane Johnson all back this week.
Oh, let's rock and roll.
We got some new guys on deep. Sydney Brown is back. We getting pieces back at the right time.
Let's rock and roll, man.
Man, but these guys got to put it together, man. They got to put it together. You know what I'm saying? I've been seeing stuff online, and they was like, with all our weapons coming back and how the Browns playing and how Deshaun Watson is playing, if we lose to the Browns, is Nick Sirianni fired? I don't know, man. I don't know.
He on the hot seat, dog. No, it's not game to game, though.
For sure, he on the hot seat, but I don't think it's game to game either. You know what I mean? Even though I expect us to line up and beat the Browns, it's still an NFL team. You know what I mean? These guys are professionals. But I focus more on our execution than the opposing team. You know what I mean? I look to see how we execute, if we tackle, if we miss blocks, how many pre-snap penalties we get. Like the little things like that. I look at the things that the Eagles can control. I really don't look at, the refs missing calls or all this type of stuff, but I just look at what the guys can, control and whether they execute well or they execute bad. That's what I look at. So.
No, that's a fair assessment.
I'm having a booger the whole time. You ain't gonna tell them about it, man.
I ain't even see it, though. I ain't looking up your nose.
I'm just talking junk. But now we're moving on to Thursday night football preview. Thursday night football, we got a pretty good game tonight. We got an NFC North matchup. Oh no, the NFC West. I'm sorry. We got an NFC West matchup this week, kicking off tonight at 8:15 p.m. on Prime Video. We got the Seahawks hosting the 49ers. A divisional matchup. A big game for both of these teams. Both of these guys are coming off losses this weekend. The Seahawks have actually lost 2 in a row, so I don't think they want to lose 3 in a row. And the 49ers have been on a losing streak also. So a lot of pieces that they don't have at the 49ers camp, but there's no excuse. These guys got to suit up and go play some football. So this will be a pretty good matchup tonight. These two teams always play each other pretty hard. So I think the Seahawks will take it tonight. They got home field advantage. They're looking to have the 12 loud. If you don't know what that is, the crowd is their 12th man, the stadium. So that's going to be pretty loud. And it's going to be a pretty big matchup for Brock Purdy, not having all his weapons to go up against a pretty violent Seahawks defense. So their new head coaches, a pretty defensive minded guy. So he's going to be looking to have those guys flying around. And a primetime game, like I said, the Seahawks have lost 2. They want to get back on that winning streak, and the same for the 49ers. So, again, I expect it to be a pretty big game, pretty high scoring. I would say about 27-24 Seahawks way. But we shall see. So, again, tonight, 8:15 p.m. on Prime Video. Make sure y'all tune in, and we will have updated information on Saturday's Sports Huddle, along with the full slate for Week 6 of the NFL season. Moving on to NFC Week 6, NCAA football Week 6. I mean, this weekend in college football was spectacular.
Yeah.
You know what
Hey,
I
I
mean?
got a question for you, by the
Yeah.
way. I came with some info for you as far as college football. I noticed that it wasn't in your notes here.
Okay.
Have you heard about Project Rudy?
No, what's Project Rudy?
Whoo! I'm glad you haven't heard about Project Rudy here,
Talk
boy.
to me, cuz. Talk to me.
So this week in Tennessee, there's private investors, and then there's a bunch of old Disney executives that have approached the SEC and Big Ten with a project called Project Rudy. It's a $9 billion proposal for a 70-team structure. The system is planning to expand college football postseason, change scheduling, and kind of create a revenue structure for college football, but only with 70 teams. It's also going to eliminate all games current with Group of Five in the FCS schools. And another thing that I found interesting about this is that 70 team, which is going to be mostly SEC and Big 12, because they're fighting for that. They want them in a super conference. I've been hearing about this, but I didn't know that they put this proposal together this week, and 25 teams have already seen it from the SEC and the Big 12. But they're gonna sell it as as one like media rights package. So that would be that. It's kind of like a semi-pro for college football in a way, but they're trying to basically create structure around all this NIL and everything. Automatic playoff qualifier spots for SEC and Big 12 teams. And this could start as soon as 2031. Yeah, so how do you feel about this information I just proposed to you? It's a lot to take in, I know.
Okay, so let's walk it back.
All right.
So 70
Where you wanna
teams comprised of the Big 12 and the SEC.
I'm assuming it's got to be more teams from other conferences. I
I'm
know
about to
they
say, 'cause
mainly want.
Yeah, because we don't have that many teams between
Yeah.
those two. Okay, and then you said when those 70 teams when they become an organization or whatever it is, they can't play FCS teams, so they won't play like nobody outside of the Big 10 or SEC or whatever other conferences come into that bubble. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, that schedule will be made around those 70 teams.
And then you said from those 70 teams, somebody will have an automatic playoff
Yeah, so there will be automatic playoff qualifier spots for the SEC and Big 12 teams. Apparently, they wanted to do that for the college football playoffs.
So this is going to be a whole different playoffs from the college football playoffs.
That's the thing. There is so much that we still don't know. Like this information just came out this week. I heard about it like on Monday. I heard them talking about it on the radio on Wednesday. That's when I found out that 25 teams already went to Tennessee for this meeting. To basically, it's like a preview or showing them a presentation of their vision of the conference.
I don't know.
Trying to create a super conference.
I mean,
yeah,
I think when they chiseled it down some more and kind of fine detail it, and they feel more comfortable with kind of putting it out there, their full proposal. I think it'll kind of make more sense to us. Kind of take away from, it's kind of like they're trying to put the Power Four conferences in one and just their own little, their own window of things, which is not bad. But I think what's so like the coach from Nebraska was talking about, the big game this weekend in Vanderbilt, Alabama, which we'll get into. He was talking about how his name is Matt Rule. That's the coach from Nebraska.
yeah.
He was just talking about how programs are not the same no more. Like programs are in a way equally matched just because of the transfer portal, where these guys who were 5 stars, 4 stars had to sit behind guys for 2-3 years. They don't have to do that anymore because they go to these programs and now they're the number one guy. They're this, they're that. So I don't know how effective that will be, because it'll take away so much. It won't take away the excitement because the SEC, we gonna always be good. You know what I mean? But these other conferences, they have good players, they have good teams. You know what I mean? If that's kind of taken away from, that's what college football is about. College football is about having this little team go up against this big team, and this little team having the opportunity to upset that big team. When I say a big team, those teams that have 5, 25, 35 stars and 4 stars. You know what I mean? And you have a team that
Mm-hmm.
has 1, 2, 5 stars and maybe 25, 3 stars or something. You know what I mean? But those guys suit up and get an opportunity to play. So, like I said, I'm looking forward to see how they continue to fine tune their stuff and work it out to see how when they do a full proposal. But I don't think it's a bad idea. But I think the idea of not being able to have guys participate and play against other FCS teams, I don't think that's going to be, too. I don't think it's going to be taken well from the NCAA. That's just my viewpoint.
Okay, I was curious. I wanted to know how you felt about that, but I'm
But
gonna keep up with it
yeah,
because
for sure.
this is still, it's like I can see the article I've read from SBS Sports about everything, but they're actually showing presentations to school. They haven't said who the 25 schools are that's already seen it in Tennessee, but I'm
Gotcha.
sure when that's all over, we'll get a fine tune of how they act, like more structure, like you said, of how they want to do it.
For sure, I'm excited though. Like I said, they definitely right. Everybody know the SEC we the best. We the best conference. If you ask me in college sports, period, you know what I mean. We didn't came a long way in basketball, but football, all these other sports, man, the SEC we the best, man. So I love being a part of the SEC. I love supporting those guys. I love seeing the SEC play. I love seeing the miracle of the SEC. Like just the SEC is just it. You know what I mean? So I'm
Mm-hmm.
excited for it. I'm excited to see. I'm excited for this 12-man playoff. First of all, this 12-team playoff,
Then we go into
first year of
16
this,
next year.
and then you know what I mean. So I'm excited to see the expansion of this, and then it'll probably even get to where it is. It'd be with March Madness, where you got maybe 60 teams in there. You know what I mean? Like
I
it probably
can
won't be that many, but it's
I
still
can see about 30.
yeah, like 32 maybe, some in that area, but it'll still be cool though. You know what I mean? Cool to be able to see the expansion and see these guys look like just like I said, those little teams who, the Army Navies, those guys who go undefeated and they independent, but they get an opportunity to get into the playoffs and play these guys. And I don't know, it's just cool to see. Um, but week 6 of the of the NCAA football top 25, I mean, was spectacular. First of all, I'm going to start off with Georgia Bulldogs. We bounced back, found a way to win. We defeated Auburn 31-13. So, we got that out the way. We're going further and further to our SEC matchup. So we have like 5 more games in the SEC before we get into our Georgia Tech Georgia game later on this year. So we got some big matchups. We got Mississippi State this weekend. We got Texas, Ole Miss, Tennessee. We got those guys coming up over the next couple of weeks. So, again, Georgia will be the most battle tested team to make the playoffs because we will be making the playoffs. So, this schedule is going to help us. That loss to Alabama really, lit a fire under these guys, and I think they're going to be continuing to work to get better and better each week. So we handled business this last weekend in Georgia homecoming against Auburn. We had number 7 Penn State defeat UCLA 27-11. We had a top 25 ranked matchup that really surprised me. Texas A&M dominated number 9 Missouri 41-10.
Boy.
Like I said, the SEC, man, it's the SEC. Missouri has been playing. They've been a top 10 team all season. Texas A&M have been jumping in and out of the top 25, but that doesn't matter. The SEC, I'm telling you, it's a hard place to play, and you have to be ready every week. And Missouri was not prepared for the whooping that Texas A&M gave them. Then we had an upset out of Louisville. We had unranked SMU defeat number 22 Louisville 34-27. We had number 3 Ohio State dominate Iowa 35-7. Number 12 Ole Miss defeated South Carolina 27-3. We had number 23 Indiana defeat Northwestern 41-24. We had the upset of the year. We have the Vanderbilt win. Unranked Vanderbilt defeated number 1 Alabama 40-35. Um, you know, First of all, Vanderbilt never had a win in the top 1. They never defeated the top 1 team. Their record against Alabama was atrocious, and they got it done, man. They got their first ever win over a number 1 seed, and they got their first ever win over a top 10 opponent. It's something crazy. They had some crazy stat, but I mean Vanderbilt was going crazy, man. I was definitely rooting for them, and I love the fact that Nick Saban had just spoke about earlier that day about what team has the biggest challenge ahead of them. He was like, was it Georgia or Alabama? And he said Alabama. He said, coming off a win like that in Georgia, you kind of go into that next week on not a high, but not as focused and prepared on that team that you will play. And Vanderbilt came out, had a flawless game. They They had takeaways on defense, and they did not get a ball away. That's the biggest difference. I mean, for the game when we played Alabama, we had 5 turnovers. We had 5 turnovers and lost by, 1 possession. And we still had an opportunity to win the game, but you deserve to lose the game when you have 5 turnovers. Just the way you deserve to win a game when you play a clean game and you do everything you're supposed to. That's what Vanderbilt did. So, win for the ages. This is a win that these guys will remember forever. I mean, the fans were going crazy. They had the whole Nashville traffic blocked off. They put the goal post in the river. Like college football is just different, man. College football is just different. And it was just awesome to see those individuals, rallying together and executing the way they needed to. And Vanderbilt's on the way, man. Again, another SEC team that's been trending for a long time, going in the right direction. It's just been overshadowed by the SEC in general. They've been dominated by the SEC for a long time, but now they're turning the clock. And this win this weekend definitely definitely pushed them in the right direction to be a noticeable team in the SEC. So I'm excited for them. And good luck. Anchor down. That's what they say. Anchor down in Vanderbilt. Good win. Yes. Number 15, Clemson defeated Florida State 29-13. Number 21, Boise State continued to dominate. They defeated Utah State 62-30. We had another upset in the top 25. We had unranked Arkansas defeat number 4 Tennessee 19-4. Arkansas was going crazy too.
I got something to say about that too, bro.
Go ahead.
I don't know, man. I just feel like you should never get cocky enough to let the other team score. You should never get caught. Like, if you look back at that play when the quarterback ran it in, that freshman. Well, like, when you look back at that play, you saw the defenders literally running away from him. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, you never let the team score. They were that confident that their offense was going to go down the field and win the game. That they let this man score. And look what happened. You don't let the other team score. Take the 3 points and then try to storm down the field. But you let them get in there, and then y'all couldn't get the ball in the end zone. So it's like, don't let the other team score. Yeah. You don't do that on purpose.
Especially when they had 12 points at the time. So Tennessee was still up 14-12. So, yes, she said, you play defense. Yeah, you don't got no timeouts. But you try to play defense, force these guys to kick a field goal. You have an opportunity, like you said, even to get in the field goal range. You win now, 17-15 instead of losing 19-14. You know what I mean? But, yeah, hey, whatever, you know what I mean? I need as many as possible wins and losses from these other teams, because when we come in there, I don't care what rank you are. We just trying to get the W. You know what I'm saying? You can be unranked. We don't care. We don't care. The wins is the wins. That's what we care about. And we, as long as we continue to win, the Bulldogs going to get in the playoffs. So I'm excited about that. We had another upset out of Michigan. We had a rematch, the championship rematch from last year. Washington definitely came in there with a much better attitude. They upset number 10 Michigan 27-17. We had another upset out of UCLA. We had unranked Minnesota defeat number 11 USC 24-17. We had number 16 Iowa State defeat Baylor 43-21. I mean, we had a thriller in California. I mean, this Miami and California game was so good. I mean, tremendously good, man. Like, number 8 Miami defeated California 39-38. Probably one of the best games of the year. Besides that Vanderbilt Alabama game, just because of the not the format, just because of the, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, but it was a good game. Number 1 Alabama. I don't know the word I'm looking for. Don't need to worry about it. Then we had number 6 Oregon defeat Michigan State 31-10, and we had an upset with an overtime thriller out of Syracuse. We had unranked Syracuse defeat number 25 UNLV 44-41. So that's our full week 6 in the top 25 of the NCAA. We have this week kicking off tomorrow night at 10:30 p.m. on NBC. On ESPN. We have unranked Arizona State hosting number 16 Utah. So that game could be saw again tomorrow at 10:30 p.m. on ESPN, and we will have a recap on Saturday's Sports Huddle. Moving on to October in the Major League Baseball. Like I said earlier, one of the teams out of the National League Divisional Series have solidified their spot in the National League Championship Series. That is the New York Mets. The New York Mets haven't been in the National League Championship Series probably at least 15, 16 years, probably longer than that. I haven't seen them there in a long time. So they defeated the Phillies. Yes, they defeated. I don't like the Phillies. I love the Phillies. I don't like the Phillies, man. It's all right. But the Mets defeated the Phillies last night, Game 4, 4-1 to win that series and again to advance to the National League Championship Series. So they'll be either hosting the Dodgers or the Padres. Well, they won't be hosting either one of these teams, but they're both ranked over them. But whoever they will be facing, the Dodgers or the Padres, that series will kick off on Friday, if I'm not mistaken, Friday or Saturday. But we'll have more information as we get into that. Then we had the Tigers defeat the Guardians last night 3-0 to take a 2-1 lead in that series. We had the Yankees defeat the Royals 3-2 to take a 2-1 lead in that series, and we had the Padres get shut out by the Dodgers last night. The Dodgers defeated the Padres 8-0 to tie up that series, 2 games apiece. So, on Tuesday games, no, on Monday games, that there was the first time where the American League Divisional Series and the National League Divisional Series, all 4 games were tied at 1 apiece. That was the first time that had ever happened in Major League Baseball history. So, this postseason is definitely ramping up to be, one for the ages, just like all these postseasons, the WNBA, Major League Baseball, all these things that are going on right now in the playoffs. So it's pretty good. So for today's games kicking off at 6 o'clock on TNT, we have Game 4 of the American League Divisional Series between the Tigers and the Guardians. The Tigers host the Guardians today again at 6 o'clock on TNT, and then tonight we have Game 4 of the American League Divisional Series. The Kansas City Royals hosting the New York Yankees. The Yankees are looking to close out, and the Royals are looking to tie up. And the Tigers are looking to advance also to the American League Championship Series. So these Game 4s tonight will be interesting. And again, they kick off tonight at 6 o'clock on TNT and 8 p.m. tonight on TBS or True TV. So make sure y'all stay tuned and check out Saturday Sports Huddle for Major League Baseball. Then Friday games, we have Game 5 of the National League Divisional Series between the Dodgers and the Padres. So that should be a pretty good game too. Win or go home for both of those teams. And so make sure y'all tune in. And then actually Sunday, the National League Championship Series will kick off on October 15th. So make sure y'all tune in Saturday to see if any of these teams advanced. And again, the National League Championship Series will kick off on Sunday, October 13th. Moving on to the National Hockey League recap for this week. Again, the hockey season kicked off last week on the 4th of October. We had for Monday games, October 7th. That game was canceled due to the hurricane. Make sure y'all stay safe out there. Again, it's hurricane season. Lots going on in the world. So, make sure you check on your families. Make sure you open your homes to individuals who need help if you're able to do that. And make sure, you pray to God about this stuff. Pray to God to be able to send help your way, be able to keep you from harm and danger. And pray to God to be able to put in your heart to see if if it's in His will for you to be able to help people in need. So make sure if you're able to do that, you do that. So keep that in mind. Then for Tuesday games, October 8th, we had the Blues defeat the Kraken 3-2. We had the defending champions Panthers defeat the Bruins 6-4, and we had the Utah Hockey Club defeat the Blackhawks 5-2. For Wednesday games, October 9th, we had the Canadians defeat the Maple Leafs 1-0. We had the Rangers defeat the Penguins 6-0. We had the Jets over the Oilers 6-0. The Flames defeated the Canucks 6-5, and the Golden Knights defeated the Avalanche 8-4. For today's games kicking off at 7 p.m., we have the Bruins hosting the Canadians, the Sabres hosting the Kings, the Panthers going up against the Senators, the Devils hosting the Maple Leafs, the Islanders hosting the Utah Hockey Club, the Penguins going up against the Red Wings, the Predators hosting the Stars, the Wild hosting the Blue Jackets, and the Blues going up against the Sharks. For Friday games, October 11th, we have the Hurricanes hosting the Lightning, the Jets hosting the Blackhawks, the Flyers going up against the Canucks, and the Golden Knights hosting the Blues. So make sure y'all tune into the Saturday Sports Huddle to get updated information from the National Hockey League. Now, we're going to be giving it over to my cousin, Mad Matt, host of Just Unconventional Podcast. Make sure y'all tune in. Be on the lookout this week for a new episode dropping. And he will be recapping WWE Bad Blood in Atlanta. And he will have information about Monday Night Raw.
I appreciate you, cuzzo.
Of course.
I just want to go ahead and say, because I had a conversation with someone on my Facebook group for Seriously It's Just Wrestling, and there has been a lot of talk about, what's the word I'm looking for? Not really the word I'm looking for. there's been a lot of talk about black representation in WWE. So I told this guy, I was like, one day I'm going to speak on this, but I don't think people of my people will honestly like what I have to say about the whole situation. But be on the lookout for that this week. I'm going to basically give my piece on black representation in WWE, which, it's a lot we're seem to be overlooking here. So I'm just going to give my little spill. But what a time to be alive. It's a lot going on in wrestling right now. I don't know what time you're recording Saturday, but let me know, because this is the weekend. Just like not WWE related, but this is the weekend. This is it. Zack Sabre Jr. cashes in. He gets his shot against Tetsuya Naito Monday. This is it. We have to put the belt on Zack Sabre Jr. I mean it. We have to. He embodies everything that New Japan is. It's time. But WWE Bad Blood in Atlanta, it was crazy. It was wild. It was rocking. Like, I'm kind of mad I didn't get a chance to go, but I had still just a good of experience watching it at home. This is everything that's happened, so as follows, from wrestling matches to an appearance, actually. The Rock came back. So he's back again. I knew it. I told my girl, I was like, hey, I'm hearing rumors that this man's in Atlanta, so it's a possibility he's going to show up at Bad Blood. But this goes as follows. CM Punk defeated Drew McIntyre in the Hell in a Cell match, and that was a classic match. 10 out of 10. I don't know if you saw it, Cuzzo, but I highly recommend watching it. I know we talked about it. This should have been the main event. It did start the show, but it was everything. It set the tone. It set the tone for the entire show. They ended their rivalry between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. I heard Corey Graves mention something about the Battle of Atlanta. It was apparently a wrestling match back in the 80s for Georgia Championship Wrestling between Tommy Rich and Buzz Sawyer. It was in a cage match, but the cage had a top. It was actually the match that inspired the Hell in a Cell match. So I've been doing a lot of watching. Like, I watched that match, and I plan on watching it again, doing some research on this rivalry that happened in Atlanta. And they call it the Battle of Atlanta because it was their last match ever. They had a 2-year feud. Tommy Rich and Buzz Sawyer back in the 80s. They had a 2-year feud, ended it in that cage match in Atlanta. I believe it happened at the Omni. So it's just some great history here. But yeah, CM Punk defeated Drew McIntyre in the Hell in a Cell match. Classic match. If you get a chance, I definitely say check it out. It's the beginning of the show. It's on Peacock. Nia Jax retained her WWE Championship against Bayley. Eventually, Tiffany Stratton's going to cash in. I personally like her better as a heel, but if they want to build her up as a face to cash in over Nia Jax, I feel like she can work either or and be fine. The fans love her. Damian Priest finally got his revenge over former stablemate Finn Balor in a one-on-one match. Once again, classic. Finn Balor is a great worker, man. We all wanted better. If he never got injured when he first came into WWE, he'll probably be a multi-time champion. But I'm glad he settled into, this role that he has, and he's going to win more gold. Triple H announced another throwaway championship. I hate to put it that way. Sorry, Saudi Arabia, the crown jewel shows, they actually gotten better over the years, but we just don't take these we don't take these things seriously. It's a nice thing to have, but yeah. So we have something called the Crown Jewel Championship. So now it's going to be an annual belt every time in November when they go to Saudi Arabia for Crown Jewel, where the champions, the WWE and the World Heavyweight Champion, men and women, will have a match. So now we're going to see Gunther versus Cody Rhodes November 2nd, and we're going to see Nia Jax versus Liv Morgan. And the winners of those matches become the Crown Jewel Championship. Triple H announced this in the middle of the show. Rhea Ripley technically won her match against Liv Morgan, but she did not win the belt. It was disqualified. Raquel Gonzalez is back, all black, and she's heel as she should be. The rivalry between Raquel Gonzalez and Rhea Ripley should be legendary because both of them are like colossal towers. They had great matches down in NXT, and personally, give me a last woman standing match. I haven't seen one of those in a while. I would love that. And we had Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes defeated Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. I forgot to mention Jimmy Uso is back, so we're building for War Games. Like I said, we're starting to build for this. And The Rock came back. He stood up at the ramp, gave Roman Reigns the eyebrow. He basically saying, why do I see you standing in the ring with Cody Rhodes? And he put up the three fingers and he slit his throat. So we don't know what that means, but he said The Rock will let you know what it means when The Rock wants you to know what it means. Until then, we just we just left with wondering. And Raw is back to 2 hours. That was a breath of fresh air. I can't even lie to you because I didn't know what to do in my life after 10 o'clock. So I went and watched football. But Raw's back for 2 hours. It's going to be back to 2 hours for the remainder of the year. And when they go to Netflix, I believe it's January 5th or January 6th. Like, when they go to Netflix, it's going back to 3 hours. But, we're going to enjoy this little small segment. Raw's 2 hours. Gunther defended his World Heavyweight Championship on Raw. And, defeated Sami Zayn, continuing that title reign and basically solidifying his match against Cody Rhodes in November. And just another subpar outside of Raw. NXT happened on Tuesday. They are now on CW. Jazz told me I need to make sure I mention that because she loves NXT and I love NXT too. But NXT is now on CW now. So if you're wondering why you're not seeing it on USA for any wrestling fans, it's on the CW. If you don't have cable, you're going to have to wait till the next day and watch it on the CW app. I personally don't understand why the CW doesn't have their main channel on their app. So I'm calling it now. CW, put your main channel on your app so I can watch NXT on Tuesdays instead of waiting until Wednesdays or watching it however I watch. You made it easier. Don't make it harder for me. Tony D'Angelo dethroned Obafemi. Obafemi was the longest reigning North American champion in NXT history and a bona fide star and stud and a future Hall of Famer. I'm calling it now. Like, he has a 10-year career. He's a Hall of Famer. They are pushing him well. He's grasped to this business easily. He can talk. He has the aura. I call him M'Baku of wrestling because the guy's big like M'Baku from Black Panther. But yeah, he lost to Tony D'Angelo. He finally built his confidence and defeated Obafemi. Obafemi was the longest reigning North American champion at 272 days. One last thing, I'll make this quick. AEW Wrestle Dream is coming up this weekend, guys. Big card. I believe it's already at like 8-9 matches, but I have this as follows. Atlantis Jr. versus Brian Cage in the 0 Hour show for the Ring of Honor Championship. Hangman Page takes on a returning Jay White. It's nice to see Jay White back. Darby Allin, for some reason, is facing Brody King, and if Brody King doesn't beat Darby Allin, I will probably riot. This is getting ridiculous at this point. Mark Briscoe versus Chris Jericho. I'm hearing a lot of people want Chris Jericho to retire. He's just going to keep reinventing himself. Maybe if you stop telling him to retire, he'll stop coming up with ideas to reinvent himself and actually just retire. But you guys keep doubting him, and he's going to keep taking our money.
He at least 50.
Boy, 50, he pushing 60.
Dang.
He pushing 60, and I only know one song from his illustrious rock career. And that's because that's his interest song. But anyways, Jack Perry is taking on Katsuyori Shibata for the TNT Championship. My bad. Yeah, Mark Briscoe versus Chris Jericho for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Jack Perry is taking on Katsuyori Shibata for the TNT Championship. And we have the Young Bucks taking on Private Party for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. The tag team division in professional wrestling, as far as WWE and AEW as a whole, has fallen. I don't understand why with all these great tag teams around. It's lackluster on both ends. I need someone to fix it so I can stop saying that my favorite tag team match happened 4 years ago in Atlanta between Kenny Omega and Hangman versus the Lucha Bros. And we have the main event of this show, Creme de la Creme. I don't know if it's going to be Brian's retirement because normally he was doing this. If I lose this belt, I retire thing, whatever. But Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship with Shane McMahon. Yes, I said Shane McMahon looming somewhere in the background to create an illustrious story for AEW so that they never experience not seeing 400,000 viewers for a week of Dynamite to what they call a developmental brand that pulled almost 900,000. But that's everything I have today.
Did you see so silly? Did you see Mark Henry's son join WWE?
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
It's just like, are we gonna like Mark Henry was fun, dude.
Yeah.
So if his son gonna be in there and they're kind of gonna have like a world's strongest, like if he's coming there and he pulls the world's strongest man gimmick, I need him to understand something. That wasn't a gimmick. His father was actually the world's strongest man.
Facts.
Like literally, they could pull it up on YouTube. He was doing the work. He was doing the competitions and everything. He literally was the world's strongest man. So if you're gonna try to pull that gimmick, you got to go that route. Other than that, Learn from your father how to be a dominant big man.
Right.
Pay attention to Obafemi because Obafemi's kind of giving everybody a class on how to be a dominant big man, and he's gonna be fine. Shoot, I heard Scott Steiner's son apparently playing football.
Okay.
Scott Steiner's son playing football. His son is already in WWE as Braun Breaker. So I'm like, yo, we can have another version of the Steiner Bros. And then if Goldberg's son joined the WWE, we can just, bruh, it's about to be crazy. Okay,
Yeah.
the NIL, these guys coming over from NIL to WWE, they are going crazy. They are picking up this sport fast and they're executing. So I'm excited to see him.
Yeah, I'm
I
excited.
can't
I'm
wait.
gonna be on the lookout for him for sure, man.
Oh yeah, the moment he debuted, I'm gonna tell you about it.
For sure. Hey, but grateful to have family. We appreciate y'all. Again, be on the lookout for my cousin episode this week. He might drop it today, might drop it tomorrow. Just have
It's
your
either today or
notification.
tomorrow.
Just have your notification bell on because you're gonna see Just Unconventional Podcast up there. Make sure y'all hit that button. Make sure y'all follow him, like it, tune in, all that good stuff. Again, cousin, I appreciate you for being here. Great co-host, man. None better than other than Mad Matt. But we're gonna continue to grow forward, go, get closer as a family, and and get better at sports analysis, all these type of things that we continue to grow here on the podcast. But we love y'all. Y'all be blessed. Again, pray for yourself, pray for the world, and have a great day, man. Love y'all. Until next time. Peace.
Peace, peace.